Good morning, stock traders, and welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, Stock Sumo. Welcome back on this lovely, terrific, totally tubular Tuesday. That's June the 5th. You know what time it is. It's time to top off those cups of coffee with Stock Traders Talk Radio as we look through the markets. So open up your charts, turn on your scanners, and fire up those trading accounts. Joining us on this morning's program, we got our buddy in the Twin Cities, Haas.
I think your intro is getting more exotic every morning. Sumo, how you doing this morning, man?
Good, man. Just feeling it. Fired up, ready to rock.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm ready to go too.
Oh, yeah. Also, joining us on this morning's program, we got the surfer man himself, Sifakia.
Tubular Tuesday. I like that, Sumo. You are getting creative.
I just go with this stuff off the top of the head, you know. I mean, it's not like I have this stuff scripted. At one point, I did go by a little script here, but you guys that have been listening to the show long enough, you hear the intro, and it's pretty much the same every time. I got it down pat. It's all off the top now, baby. I'm hoping everybody has as much fun as me, you know. We try to make it fun for our listeners. Always appreciate the support. If anybody's listening in and they want to call in, they're more than welcome to call up. The call-in number is either 855 STT Live, or they can reach us at 347-215-7181. Feel free to drop comments on our message board on Investors Hub in the chat room. We'd be happy to talk about it. And with that being said, I'm just going to hand it to Haas, and he can jump in to the action for today. Go, take it away, Haas.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, I had a fantastic spotlight plan for this morning. Super awesome, flashy graphics, super awesome videos. But unfortunately, we're still experiencing technical issues solely on Haas's end. The stock gods absolutely hate Haas this week. So we'll get that figured out today and hopefully be up and running by either tonight or tomorrow morning. But I would ask that my colleagues, at the very least, pull up a chart for ticker MDHI, Medical Alarm Concepts Holdings. So could one of you two please do that, and I'll hand it over to you to go over that chart after I'm finished talking about it a little bit. We'll start on the iHub, actually, for ticker MDHI. Actually, no, I lied. Let's start on Pink Sheets. I would love to be showing you this, so try to follow along as best you can, and I'll try to describe these things as best I can. MDHI on Pink Sheets, as you can see, it closed at 0061 yesterday, which was up another 52.50%. From the recent action. As you can see, it's got a nice little uptrend forming on the chart starting in early 2012 here, as the company's been releasing quite a bit of press and sort of transforming their company in many positive ways for potential shareholders and current shareholders. The only downside, well, not downside, but it's kind of tough to get some information as far as financials and the balance sheet go over the very, very near term. The last 10Q quarterly financial that they released was on August 26th, 2011. And I'm not even going to go over that. They were bringing in around, 250,000 in revenues per quarter around that time. So around $1 million in annual revenues with a couple of the products that we'll go over in a second here. And the thing you need to know about Medical Alarm Concepts Holdings Incorporated is they basically acquire rights to market and sell particular types of technologies and products. A couple of their key ones that we'll mention are the Medipendent technology and also the Telependent technology. And most of us have some, our grandparents, grandmas, grandpas, and we've seen some of the infomercials and stuff related to them falling down, and there's the really corny lines, oh, I've fallen down and I can't get up, yada yada. Well, what this company has is the rights. They basically, they pay the patent holder of the Medipendent for this product, and it's basically like a walkie-talkie between that these older people carry around the house. It's got a range of like 600 feet, and they carry this thing around with them. You can wear it in like a necklace, put it on your shirt, whatever, when they're walking around the house. And if they fall down, they can, call into the emergency center. It's directly connected to that. So it's like a walkie-talkie. So you can be anywhere around the house, inside and outside. And if, your grandma, falls and breaks her hip or something and she can't move, she doesn't have to, be able to get to a phone or some other immobile emergency teleconferencing thing. She can just, push a button, and this is like a two-way radio with the Medipendent Medical Alarm Center, and they can get the help they need. So very cool product, definitely, useful and unique. And so this company has the rights to this patent to market it throughout the United States right now. And they've have several YouTube videos, and they've had several infomercials related to this product that some of you might recognize if you actually go out and search those. There's some in the iHub iBox as well and stuff like that. But going over the company info here, we can see that the last current share structure we see on Pink Sheets is about a 316 million outstanding share count, and it doesn't give an authorized or a float there. So that's a little bit out of date. But if you actually go to the iHub iBox, I believe someone got a more updated share structure in the bottom of one of the press releases. I don't know exactly which press release that is. It was in the forward-looking statements, but I believe it's up to, as of February 7th, 2012, 424 million outstanding shares as of early February. So that's a more recent share count. And, as you read through the most recent press releases for Medical Alarm Concepts Holdings, you can see that they've been putting out a lot of updates related to reducing their debt and taking care of some of these debts by paying off these debt holders to prevent them from converting certain warrants and other sorts of convertibles into common shares. So they've been preventing further dilution or unnecessary further dilution by paying off their debts throughout late 2011, and early 2012. So that's a very positive sign for shareholders. There's about 4, 5, 6 press releases specifically related to that, as you can see, and that's just within the last few months here. So they're definitely trying to reduce their debt, which is awesome, and that's they're also at the very same time increasing revenues quite significantly. Let's go to the press release on, let's go to the most recent one, June 4th, 2012, which was actually yesterday. How nice. They give us a lot of information. This one, Medical Alarm Concepts Holdings Incorporated provided a corporate update relative to several positive developments. Number one, the announcement of a new marketing program instituted with the number one warehouse club store in the United States. So that's like a Costco or Sam's Club, obviously, or a similar one. So that was the press release right before this, and that's where I was going to start. But basically, this largest warehouse club is going to market the Medipendent product. They're selling it within their stores as well, but they're going to market it to their 13 million member customers of that retailer through an email promotional campaign. So very significant marketing effort there, and a marketing collaboration with the number one warehouse club store in the United States. So I'm sure they expect that to bring in very, very significant revenues. Number two, return of the Medipendent to television advertising. I mentioned a few infomercials that you can go check out in the inbox. I think there's about 5 or 6 of them. So they're going to, I think, starting yesterday, June 4th, they have a new television commercial that they're supposed to air over the next, several months. And number 3, the announcement of additional debt cancellations, which I mentioned, which will significantly reduce shareholder dilution. So very positive for current potential shareholders. And number 4, a discussion about management changes at the company. All right, so they detail some of that throughout the rest of that press release. I'm not going to go over everything, but I made a note of the strategic partnership with the largest warehouse, 13 million email marketing campaign through there as they're selling it through their store. Looks like television advertising beginning the week of June 4th, 132 time slots booked. I don't know if any of you guys have ever purchased anything off of an infomercial, but I have. I'm kind of an infomercial junkie. And they also describe some of the debt reductions that they've done here. Total numbers of warrants canceled to date, totaling like $100,250,000 worth of warrants. So very significant debt reductions going on. And it looks like Ronald J. Adams, who was the president before, is now assuming the duties of the CEO position as well as the former CEO, Howard Teicher, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, tendered his resignation recently as of the beginning of this month. Nothing related to something negative with the company. He's just stepping down for personal reasons, and he wanted to have the company ready to rock before he stepped out. And the recent, debt reductions and agreements they've made with these large warehouses throughout the United States has him thinking that the company's ready to rock without him now. So he's just stepping down and letting Ronald J. Adams take over. Very impressive, board of directors and management team here. If you go to their website and check those out and read some of their bios, very, very strong backgrounds in sales and marketing, which is perfect for this company because MDHI is basically just acquiring the rights to market these products, the Medipendent, Telependent, and also another product we'll talk about in a second, Motor Booster, which they recently took on and acquired some rights to in April. And they just take a portion of the sales that they get in, and they pay these patent holders. Okay. So going back, let's talk a little bit about that other product. If you go back to the press releases here, I'm looking at the iHub. You can see back in, it looks like April 30th. No, let's go back to, I guess we can go back to April 30th. It talks a little bit about the Motor Booster, and I don't want to waste any more time searching for the exact press release, but Medical Arm Concepts Holdings, Inc. today announced it has completed its free promotional trial for the fuel-saving engine catalyst called Motor Booster. The company is now beginning to take orders on both its website and toll-free number at a price of $19.95. Additionally, the company is announcing today it has selected Molten Logistics Management for a trial of its warehousing, product fulfillment, and selected customer service functions. So they're using this Molten Logistics Management to basically manage everything for them as far as filling these orders once the orders come in. But obviously MDHI is in the process of increasing marketing efforts related to this Motor Booster product. And it details a little bit about the Motor Booster product below here. Motor Booster's proprietary formulation is made of a patented organic metallocene compound that has been granted a U.S. patent and is registered with the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. And let's see here. Okay. Yeah. All right. The product comes in the form of a 1/4 inch round diameter beige tablet that uses simply inert into a full tank of 15 gallons or more of gasoline, upon which it immediately dissolves into the fuel. It is then subsequently injected as part of the gasoline or diesel fuel mixture into a combustion chamber of the engine. Once within the combustion chamber, Motor Booster forms an oxide residue film layer that facilitates or catalyzes the combustion process, enables a more complete, efficient burn of the fuel that results in better power delivery to the motor, enhanced fuel performance, mileage gains, reduced emissions, and other engine-enhancing performance benefits. So basically a fuel enhancer, this motor booster product. And does it say when they acquired the rights down here? It was sometime in April, I believe. I can't find it right now, but we'll just skip over that. One other significant thing I wanted to note about the company and some of their recent press releases. Back in on May 22nd, 2012, the press release titled "Medical Alarm Begins Revenue Recognition from Largest Set of Orders." That's a key note that we want to note here. Medical Alarm Concepts Holding Incorporated today announced it has begun realizing revenues from its largest ever set of orders for the Medependent Personal Medical Alarm, which offers patented two-way voice technology enabling the user to speak and listen directly through the pendant. The delivery of product associated with the first tranche of this order resulted in revenue to the company of $275,000. That's just with this first set of this order. So very significant revenues coming in from this product as they expand their marketing efforts in early 2012 here. I mentioned they had about $1 million in annual revenues throughout the 2011 area. But I expect that to be much, much bigger as they've been increasing marketing efforts throughout 2012. And the fact that they're reducing debt so significantly too is very, very positive sign for shareholders. I'm assuming that they're going to start, filing their financials and disclosing a little bit more on pink sheets, getting current, maybe uplisting, something like that as they bring in some more cash and their margins improve a little bit here and they get some cash flow coming into the company. But very significant progress over the last little bit here for Medical Alarm Concepts, and I expect the news to continue to improve, and I expect them to keep putting out news, and hopefully we can get some updated financial statements in the near future so we can get an idea of what their balance sheet is looking like as they've been making progress in the financial department for their company and expanding their marketing efforts, increasing revenues, different things like that. I'm sure shareholders are itching to see the exact numbers, which I kind of am too. But I encourage you to do your own due diligence, check out their website. It's a pretty cool product, and I could really see it taking off, especially now that they've expanded into the larger warehouse distribution stores. And the last thing I'm going to note is on pink sheets. It's been a little bit quieter for the most part, but yesterday we had a nice little $53,000 trading day on that good news, and it was up over 50%. And it looks like, to me, not a chartist, I'm actually a complete idiot when it comes to charts, so I'll let one of the professionals take over in a second. But it looks like it's breaking out a little bit as this momentum continues to the upside with that nice green candle yesterday. So I'm going to hand it off to our chart specialist. Take it away.
Professional specialist? I don't want to go that far, Haas, but I'll BS you a little here and let's check it out. Looking at this one chart here of MDHI on stockcharts.com, you can see what Haas is talking about. Breakout. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to another screen here so I can draw some scribble scrabble. All right, well, as you can see on this one, look at the bottom here. That's what I'm talking about. You had all this consolidation going on all the way since June 2011. Then you had the huge breakout, okay? And then you had a full retrace, right? And look where you found your bottom again. Support. Got to buy that support. Let's take a look at that breakout Haas is talking about. If you were to draw a line just off that first top, you could even put it as far as right there. And your lines connect, and there's your breakout. And now something that I definitely want to point out that we talk about all the time because we love it is check it out. You're about ready to get that 20 through that 50 cross. Good stuff right there. I like that you got your price per share up through your 100 MA. That's looking solid. Got to just keep it moving up. You got your supports below. You got your 200. You got your 20. You got your 50. You got candles. You got a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of different places to find your support. Let's go ahead and draw a few of those, and you can see you had your breakout right through here as well. You had your old, broke through, came up. It was a resistance, came back down, found that support off the old trend line, and now it is broken back up through it. So you could say, okay, where's my next spot? You could go all the way up to here, and you could say that's a breakdown period. That's a long ways away. Let's keep our eyes on it, but I like everything setting up here, and like Haas said, let's go back to this chart here on stock charts, because you can really see it on here. The volume came in, price per share is going higher, and the volume is moving with it, and that's what we like to see. So MDHI, good one, Haas. Remember your last spotlight, you did USEI, and everybody and their brothers taking credit for that one. Hello, go to our board, type it in. Haas was the first. Haas was the first. Anyways, I give back to you, Haas.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, this chart did definitely look good, and I've seen a couple of people posting this one around for the last several months, and the volume and breakout yesterday definitely caught my attention. So we'll see if this momentum to the upside can continue. Very interesting company. Very interesting. I don't think it'll move quite as quickly as USEI did. USEI was reverse merger nutso play, basically. They haven't even had any news hardly.
So, and I believe you alerted USEI on 5/13, and that's exactly what you said, reverse merger play. Get your eyes on it, grinder or something like that. But good call. And hey, Haas, I wanted to show you this real quick. I was going to bust this out before your stock spotlight, but I'm going to go ahead and bust it out at the end to close out stock spotlight for Haas. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Boom. That's how we roll with Haas. Stock spotlight.
Oh.
You like that, Haas?
I'm loving that, buddy. That looks good, man.
Did that last night around midnight. Bored, couldn't sleep. Figured I'd throw together a little Haas stock spotlight for him because he deserves it. Been nailing him, my man. Nailing him.
Much love, Siffy. Much love, my brother. This is my Ohana. STTRADIO morning crew. All right.
Well, isn't that extra special?
Extra special. All right. You got anything ready to roll with this morning, Sumo? If not, I can go over some potentially pretty interesting press releases this morning.
Well, I got 3 on the pre-market volume scanner that I could mention real fast. One, actually 2 of them have been heavily promoted before, and one is one that I call the bottom on, and it's been doing pretty good off of it. First one up is NOUV. You've seen the promotions. They've been steadily touting it the past few days. It's had some high volume and some, price swings. Now we're trading 475,000 shares pre-market, up 14% here pre-market, so a little gap up there. Next one is LQMT, liquid metal. This was one that I said was a good bottom, around 28 cents. Yesterday it started to move up a bit. Today we're seeing 20,000 shares pre-market at 30.5 cents, so it's up 2%. And then OOEO, Oreo, another one that's been on a heavy promotion the past few weeks. Oreo, it's great to dunk in your cup of coffee. Stocks trading 20,000 shares pre-market at 39 cents. And look at this, we got a caller. We got a caller that's calling in. He was on earlier, we missed him, and he's back. Let's see what he's got to say. Caller, you're live on STT Radio. How you doing?
Hello?
You're here.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's happening, bud? What's your handle on? Are you on iHub?
Yeah, Johnny.
Johnny. All right. What's
yeah,
that?
My name is Johnny. I'm in as guest.
Oh, okay. What's happening, Johnny? What would you like to talk about today?
Oh, I want to see what your opinion is on a stock. Can I give you symbol?
Sure, go for it, Johnny.
USEI.
USEI?
Yes, have seen lots of action.
Yeah, we've been talking about this one for weeks and weeks. So at this point, it's up so high from where we first started talking about it. I wouldn't be chasing it. It would, it's definitely at one of those places where it's good idea to start considering locking in those profits because it's been on such a wild run. We just got done talking about how Haas did the stock spotlight. And when he does these stock spotlights, he breaks down the DD. We talk about the charts. So we did this one so long ago, and it's been getting so much action. It's just tough, to call the top. And it's been up so high. It's definitely one that we're ready to start looking for the next one.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, USCI is a tough one at this point, definitely. It's obviously up, over 10 bags now from when we first brought it to the radio board. And just within the last couple of trading days, it's up 200%, touched as high as over 300% from our little spotlight late last week even. And they've been putting out some press now.
And Cop said it good last night. It is what it is. It's not like we're bashing the stock. We're not trying to knock it to try to get cheap shares. That's not our MO. So, don't think that by any means. We're just saying, it's something that we called so long ago. I wouldn't be chasing it here, certainly.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't be surprised in the least to see it, go higher. But would I be a buyer here? Not personally, no. I'm just not one to chase, especially a stock that's up 10 bags. I'm one of those people, kind of buy the rumor, take profits on the news. And, the rumor was the reverse merger for a long time. Some people caught it early when they saw it in that April release in the filings. And then it starts coming out in the news here, as we can see recently. They even put out news this morning related to their JV for the sale of alternative fuels. And now people are starting to take some profits on this news. But one thing to keep in mind with this one is, it's basically an anti-dilutive share structure. The outstanding share count is basically matching the authorized share count right now. And depending on how tight those shares are held, we got about a 250 million outstanding share count. It could easily truck higher if they're holding tight, but at some point they're going to start taking profits, and I would start taking profits here.
Oh, sure. I mean, you're seeing a lot of newsletter coverage as well. You're getting a lot of heightened awareness, which, as a result, you've seen some heightened activity these past few days. But once that momentum kind of fizzles out and that, buying pressure slows down, you're definitely going to be looking for a dip. So I think, what did I say last night? No, this wasn't one. There is one that we went over that I wouldn't be surprised for it to fill the gap. But this one, there's no gaps on the chart. The chart has just been pure beast mode. If and when it does pull back, I'd like to see it hold above that 20-day moving average, which is at 0066 currently.
Nice. All right, well, we got the market open. Let's pull up some level 2 screens. USEI is actually gapping a little bit. It opened up at 3.6 cents after closing at 3.26 cents yesterday. So it's already up another 17.5%. Last traded at 3.83 cents now. 540,000 in volume on that press that they just put out this morning. It's still trucking, and level 2 actually still looks really, really thin. It's crazy. It is in full all-out beast Momo mode right now.
Certainly. I'll just throw that call-in number again out there. In case any listeners want to call in, you can either reach us at 855-STT-LIVE or 347-215-7181. We can go over to our message board real fast, and we'll take a look at what people are talking about. Got a couple of mentions on GDSM. That's one we spotlighted many moons ago, had a huge run up after we first spotlighted it, and went to multi-pennies, saw the consolidation, and lately she's been creeping back up off that bottom. So GDSM is definitely one you want to continue to keep an eye on, in my opinion. What's she doing so far this morning? She's trading at 005s. That's a gain of 0001 on the day so far, 378,000 on volume. We got a member in the chat room saying any thoughts on ICPA. And I love ICPA. Me personally, I'm a big fan of this stock. I followed it for 2 years. I want to say I'm pretty much a ICPA guru when it comes to charting it, because I've followed the patterns before. I remember a couple years ago, well, I think it was last year or a year and a half ago, this ICPA ran from 3 cents to like 30 cents. So it's made huge runs. It came from low of the 001 range January all the way up to where it's at, hit a high of 058s and had that consolidation, and she's been moving back up. So ICPA is one of our favorites here. And of course, we got the interview coming up Thursday, so that'll be exciting to hear from Mr. Steve Samblis. Everybody definitely needs to tune in Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, his interviews are great. He always brings something new and exciting to the table that shareholders haven't heard before. It's some of the best interviews we've had have definitely been with Samblis. Looks like you mentioned NOUV is pretty active in pre-market trading there, and you also mentioned it was on promotion, but they put out some more press this morning. It's trading up 20.7% so far on almost 3 million in volume, so getting some pretty good action. It opened up at 1.6 cents, a slight gap from the 1.4 cent close yesterday, but it's trying to push through this 1.7 mark. Got a little resistance going on here. We'll see if we can push through.
Remember BWMG? That one was caught yesterday on the scanner. I told you I got a bunch of spam emails on it. I don't know how these mailers get my email address. I'm on a lot of different mailers, but I know I can recognize which ones I sign up for, and I remember which ones I signed up for and which ones I didn't sign up for. And BWMG has been on a huge spam campaign, and yesterday had a big jump up, and today we're seeing it move again. It's up 30% out of the gate. Last trade at 0501 on 2.6 million, and it's leading the pack here with 164 trades. So a lot of activity. The spam campaign is effective.
Yeah, I think you obviously brought that one up yesterday morning, so I watched it throughout the day yesterday because I remember almost a failed promotion on this for a little while, and then yesterday I posted promo gone right yesterday because it actually built some momentum throughout the day, and it looks like it's continuing this morning. So
yeah, it's just your little MDHI, the SpotLight from this morning, is creeping up 22% on over 1 million in volume. Last trade 007.
Oh, don't look now. Another market maker stepped up.
0075 actually last traded. It's currently 007 by 0075.
Yeah, I'm curious on this one. This one hasn't really been on all-out promotion, and I don't think there's any paid promotion going on that I know of. But I saw it posted over and over again over the course of the last 3 to 6 months by one person in particular I'm not going to mention. And, he was so bullish on it. Is I was sitting down in that 003, 002 range and saw it creeping up, and I was like, yeah, maybe it's time. I saw the debt reductions going on. They've been putting out a lot of good press. So definitely in a little bit of a breakout mode here, as you guys mentioned when you went over the charts. So interesting one to watch. We'll see if it trumps into Pennyland or not.
Right on.
Your GDSM is looking pretty good too. It just broke that 005 mark. We got 142,000 shares sitting on the 05.
Nice ask slap. 270K just hit the offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know that one can move.
Yeah, there's been quite a few people buzzing on it. So I've seen the chatter starting to pick up a bit.
Another one I need to bring up now is HLNT. I mentioned it on the board a couple times down in that 002 range, and then we saw it break out. I think it was last week, up to the same area at 004. And this one has went from, 001s to Pennyland before, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did it again. Some big money following on this one. Pretty cool product. So go do your due diligence, but some nice bid support here at 0038 right now. We got about 2 million sitting on the bid there. A couple of nice orders right under that at 0036, up 8.6% so far. They did put out some press this morning, last trade 0038, 2.7 million in volume so far. Good stuff. BWMG still trucking upwards a little bit. Touched a high of 5.8 cents. Last trade at 5.5, up 42.9%. 3.3 million in volume now. Let's see. Herborium Group getting quite a bit of action today. We'll go check out that press in a second because we've covered this one quite a bit. Last trade 0053 up 47.2% on 2.2 million shares traded. Press out this morning related to their partner, China Health Resource. China Health Resource forwards final term sheet for acquisition of Herborium Group. That was the press that was mentioned a long time ago. China Health Resource buying them out. Today announced it has issued a final term sheet to Herborium Group and is now awaiting response from the Herborium Board of Directors. Steve Weiss, USA Director of Strategic Acquisitions and Financial Marketing, stated, "I am most excited to have united and introduced both CHRI with HBRM. My hope is for a favorable outcome. As CHRI revenues continue to significantly break all-time new highs in their TCM products in China, it is my hope that these products will be introduced to all natural Western markets with new domestic distribution channels." If you guys haven't looked at the financials of CHRI, you probably should. They're trading at a PE of about 1 right now. And I think it's about a 3-cent stock, if I remember correctly. I'm going to go check that out, actually. But you know how some of these overseas companies in the China markets, sometimes they trade at these PEs of 1 and people don't necessarily fully trust the financials, whether they're audited or not. So people are a little bit skeptical on that, but very, very undervalued based on its financial statements.
GDSM broke 0051. It's up to 0052. LQMT liquid metal beasting here, 36.5 cents. Yep, another one that I called.
Boom.
Off the bottom, baby.
Sumo Slammer.
BWMG continues to climb. It's up to 5.5 cents here. So some volumes coming into the OTCs. As the big boards get beat up, people seek alternative methods to capitalize on profits, and sometimes these pennies get some extra attention.
I agree. Did you just mention USEI again?
No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. I thought I didn't want to recover it, but just broke 4 cents. We got a couple market makers on 4 cents on the bid. Trading at high today at 4.15 cents, up another 27.3%. 1.8 million in volume now, as the spread is now 4.2 by 4.3 cents.
Hey, take a look at MLFH, Michael, Larry, Papa, Harry. It's up 650% here on almost a 500,000 in volume. It's traded 75 trades today. And last MLPH, Michael, Larry, Papa, Harry.
Oh, nice.
Wonder what they got going on.
I'm gonna go check. Yeah, it's not a huge amount of volume, but it's not a small amount. Some decent hits up here even. Let's see here. Huh. Someone knows something.
Man, USCI, yeah, up past 4 cents now. They're really locking that baby down.
Yeah, it's beasting. It is beasting. HLNT, nice little uptick. Got just under 1 million shares sitting on 004 bid now. 0043 on the ask. Looks pretty thin to 0045. Another 500,000 share bids stepping up on 004 there.
LQMT up to 37.5 cents here, up 25% on the day on 2.2 million shares in volume.
Man, this NLPH is getting some wicked action. Got orders going through above the ask even. Now it's a 5.1 by 7 cent spread. But, I mean, there's, 50, 100,000 share orders going through up here. I can't find anything through the wires or filings or anything, though. And the iHub board is pretty quiet.
USEI up another 38% today.
Ooh.
We're 15 minutes into the session just about here. So, usually the first half an hour out of the gate, these things run strong, and then there's a consolidation. So anything running here, if I was in the stock, I would be looking at taking some profits and maybe trying to buy back if there's enough momentum on the dip during the midday, and looking for some strength end of day to maybe flip it again and sell into that. If there's enough strength, then look for a possible gap up the next day. That's how a lot of these tend to play out.
I'd be locking in some free shares and letting them ride. Wow, nice 116,000 share slap going through there. Jeez. It is a beast.
IC Places is currently at 4 cents. She broke through yesterday's high of day, which was 0399. Higher highs and higher lows. We're in an uptrend, folks. USCI just broke its high of day, slapped through the 045s, 0458 up. Seeing a lot of chatter in the message boards and on the chat room here on RCHN. So I figured I'd just give a mention to that. So far, RCHN has only traded 13,000 shares. It's 17 by 19, and there's a lot of resistance on the offer at 19. There's 51,000 shares on the offer. So just wanted to bring that up real fast, point it out for our listeners.
Yeah, I've mentioned that one a couple times on board. They have a real nice balance sheet. And really thin, small float. Got a APGS getting some action this morning. Apps Genius Corporation. Whoops, we just got a whack on the bid. Now it's even, but over 1 million shares traded. Few on the bid there, 9 cents, 9 cent by 10.5 cent spread.
ICPA just cracked through 4 cents. 042s are up. 042s are going here. There's 265,000 shares on the offer at 042. We've traded 1 million shares on ICPA this far.
MDHI is trucking right along. 0075 by 008 spread. Last trade at 0075, up 22.9%. 2.5 million volume now. Nice bid support there at 0072 and above, it looks like.
Yeah. So definitely a plethora of runners here this morning. Everything from sub penny on up to 36 cents. We're just going to run through the list here. MDHI, sub penny on up to LQMT. We're just going to run through the list here. BWMG, MLPH, we're just going to run through the APGS, MLPH, USEI, GS, HBRM. So there's a handful of stocks that are making moves anywhere from 20% on up to 650% with MLPH. Things in crazy beast mode.
IMDS is doing all right this morning. Mentioned that it's been having trouble with this 0004 by 0005 area. If it can break that, it might get a little juice, but definitely some massive volume over the last week or so. Up 25% last trade at 0005. 36.5 million in volume so far. Just smaller taps on 0005 so far. It looks like most of the trading has been at 0004. Come on, baby. Give me a runner. Now I'm going through my gauntlet of tickers that are coming to mind. SMAA, it looks like it's pretty quiet on the news this morning. They actually put out news, which we speculated on pretty heavily as it was trumping upwards. I think you caught that one on the breakout around like 14, 15 cents or something like that. It's still sitting at this 24, 25 cent range, even on the news.
I'll tell you what, we got so many things going on at once. It's hard for our team to miss these plays. I mean, we've just been having such a success this first half of the year. All the hard work and efforts that we pour in is really paying off for our listeners, and the tribe is really starting to grow. We're getting a lot more people in the chat room. We're reaching out to different channels as far as mediums, and we're getting out to new audiences every day. So we're looking forward to really strengthening our team and building our resources over the summer, because come September and October, there's going to be a lot more opportunities, and it'll be a lot easier to find bigger winners. I'm sure, just because we're heading into the summer months and things should start to slow down. You're not going to have as many, doubles and triples. We'll be looking for a lot more singles. But come September, it's going to be on, and we're going to be looking for those home runs and grand slams.
Yeah, sure. We might have to throw in a few good options plays if the options markets are a little bit better over the summer.
I was looking at ticker symbol X, U.S. Steel, which continues to be on a downtrend. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one as it finds its bottom. I want to watch for it to build support. And once I see it start to break, I'm going to speculate on some contracts that are out a few months, maybe a month or two out. I know Siffy likes to play weekly calls. I've had some success with him, but I've also been beaten up pretty bad because I don't play with a tight stop as he does. So I'm going to be looking for some more longer-term strategy plays. And this is a prime one right here because once I see her start to recover off its bottom, I think there should be some good long-term upside to it. And I'm not looking too long-term. I'm thinking just, a couple months.
Man, ICPA just keeps looking better. This nice fat 400, 500,000 shares worth of bidding on 4 cents there. Current spread 4.25. And on the ask is the high of day, which is last trade at 4.3 cents, up 16.2% today. 1.7 million in volume now, and some nice big fat orders coming through on the ask. So the momentum continues. Again, we have Steve Sambliss on the show Thursday night. Strongly encourage you to tune in. Always a pleasure to have him on the show. USEI still hanging up near the high of day. Current spread 4.72 by 4.74 cents.
Yeah, they are keeping that one tight, most certainly. She looks good and strong.
I'm curious how high they're going to let her go before some of these short market makers get on it. See Bird on the ass there. He's bright, yeah. Getting started. Who knows?
GDSM back up at its high of day, 005 by 0052. Had a little bit of a pullback and found support at 0049. GDSM, Gold Coast Mining, looking strong.
Yeah, look at those market makers sitting on 0049 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 market makers sitting there. They're definitely looking to push this a little bit higher here.
Let's take a look at GDSM chart, and we'll call out some resistance points on chart real fast. All right. Going back in the beginning of the year, you've seen GDSM run from 0004 all the way up to 0344. So that was from December of last year all the way up to March, end of February, beginning of March, and then it has been on a downtrend with a few bounces in between. And those bounces, you got the bounce from 0055 up to 0139. Then you got a bounce from like 00. It kicked off the 50-day moving average there at 0066-ish up to 012. So you got 0139 and 012 as resistance. And also you have 009 as resistance. You've seen it bounce off of 0063 to 009. So those are going to be our major hurdles moving forward. You're also going to be looking at resistance where the moving averages are, which you're looking at the 50 and the 100 day that are just about at the same level. You got the 50 at 0066 and you got the 100 at 0068. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about GDSM resistance points. She just cracked through the high a day, so you can see she's breaking through resistance today. And there's a nice bidder at 005. You got E-Trade sitting there for a 500,000 share order, which is $2,500. Nice, nice bid support there.
Yeah, that's nuts. GDSM's looking quite good once again. MDHI touching high day at 008, up 31.1% now. Current spread 0077 by 008 as the 008 smack of 200,000 shares goes through. Now 008 by 0084. 3.6 million in volume now today. So that one's definitely building some momentum as well on the breakout. HLNT also touching, breaking that 004 mark. Touched as high as 0044. Last trade at 0042, up 20%, 9 million shares traded.
I want to talk about a bit about why I think mining plays are a good hedge right now. You got a lot of uncertainty in the overall markets. And Friday, we saw everything get beaten up real bad after some bad news. And there's still, we're going to be hearing some news. I'm going to let Siffy talk about that in a little bit, because I think Bernanke is supposed to be coming out with something this week, I think tomorrow. And there's supposed to be some other pieces that are going to be coming out that are going to, be looking for some quantitative easing. And, we might see some fluctuations in the markets as a result of some various news that's going to be coming out here soon. So a lot of people are thinking, okay, where's the safe haven right now? Well, the precious metals, you saw those heat up late last week, Friday, as the markets got crushed. Everything across the board is in the precious metals area. We're all up significantly, and those precious metals have been beaten down. Gold was on a big run late last year and had a bit of a pullback, and it bounced off of some support, and boom, Friday gold was up like 40 or 50 bucks. I'm not sure what silver was up, but a lot of people are thinking, hey, where can they find opportunity? And these junior mining and exploration plays have a lot of potential because the rising costs of precious metals have a lot of influence on these junior mining plays. So people like to speculate, and you can see some nice runners out of some of these plays. Definitely. Siffy, what do you got for economic news coming out later this week?
All the above. I think the most important thing right here is everybody and their brothers looking for either A, the bounce, or B, the tank, the flash crash. And personally, guys, the market doesn't have to do anything. It can sit right here, frustrate the bulls, frustrate the bears, and when they both give up, that's when she'll move. So look at the market. It's flat. It's waiting around. You've got some data coming out in about 1 minute. So let's see if it moves it. And, like Sumo said, Bernanke might move the market. You saw the little pop in gold. You don't see much follow through today. I'm glad I jumped on that MUX yesterday, though, and got in at the bottom, and then it ran 10% for me. I dumped that right out the gate this morning. But let's just take a look at the VIX real quick here. Let me pull this.
On MUX, did you just flat out trade the stock, or did you trade an option?
It's only a $3 or $2.67 stock, so it's like buying an option, but it don't expire unless it goes bankrupt. So let's take a look at the VIX here, guys. You can see it's well, my damn computer would work. Whatevers. Nothing's working for me this morning, but you got your S&P 500 at 1280. This is going to be a key. Here we go. Now the VIX wants to pop up. Wow, this thing is slow. There's the S&P 500. This is a daily. Let's look at the daily 1 year. Let's pull it out a little. We had that 1280 price target going all the way back to. Now it's pulling up to. Man, what is going on? S&P 500. Come on. Man, there we go. Well, when it broke this 100 MA right here, guys, we were looking for that 1280. We got our 1280. We even got a little bit below it. Well, now you can see what we always talk about. We talk about once that support gets broken, it is now a resistance. So you've got your 200 MA sitting here as your resistance. Looks like the market's trying to find some support here and bounce off of this economic data that just came out. And that's your ISM numbers, and I guess they are good. I don't see what's going on there, but looks like something happened that people are liking. So good stuff there. See if it can hold. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you on this market except be safe. And Sumo started his speech there about the market with where's the safe place to be. Well, maybe the sidelines is the safe place to be if you ain't got it figured out yet. And don't speculate. Not safe in these markets because, yeah, we could bounce, but hey, you know how I am with history, and June isn't the prettiest of months, guys. Why don't you wait for July 4th and then talk to us about what this market's doing when the boys come back from the Hamptons?
Look what happened when Kopp decided to speculate. He thought the bounce was going to be in effect, and man,
Kopp, brother, don't ever get long big before the job numbers. All right, let's not roll the dice like that again. All right, man. Stick to those. Stick to the pink sheets or something, brother.
Seriously. Well, hey, it's been fun. It's been real. I want to throw this one thing out there before we wrap it up. Anybody out there listening to the show, if you're a member of a certain board that you're a moderator on, or if you have a board up on Investors Hub and you'd like to do a spotlight on your message board on the radio show, we'd be happy to do that. Just call us up, hit us up on a PM on Investors Hub, stop by our board, whatever you got to do. We'd be happy to get you on the show, and you can talk about all the aspects of your message board and why people should visit it. So keep that in mind for all the listeners out there, and be sure to tune in to this evening's show, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and may your portfolios be green. STT Radio, we're out.
Oh. And the disclaimer's not working, so again, we are not professionals. Never buy a damn thing we say to buy, and else it's Haas, Hunch, Spotlight. Nah, just kidding. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll get that disclaimer back up, and we're not professionals. This is for entertainment purposes.
Stock Traders Talk Radio.
All right.
All views and topics talked about on Stock
Sumo's
Traders
got
Talk
it.
Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.